Hey, LifePoint Men, we are very excited to finally roll out some opportunities for LifePoint Men to connect, to grow, to do some things really meaningful during this crazy season. And I was just watching The Last Dance over the last few Sundays and loving it. And one thing that really stuck out to me was what Jordan said about winning. They were asking him, hey, what did you compromise? Did you lose the ability to be liked, to be a nice guy? And he said, look, winning comes with a cost. Leadership has a price. And they show him just sprinting up and down the court, pacing everyone. And he's saying, I was the one that had to go challenge him. I was the one that had to pull him up, and they followed my lead. And when I think about that, that is our hope for you as men. We hope at LifePoint that you can have men like that, challenging you, inspiring you, encouraging you, pulling you up when you fall. And that is the kind of winning culture that we hope you'll have in this crazy season, as well as ongoing through the different opportunities in LifePoint Men.
And when we conceived of the grit experience, we had in mind four things. A man that was godly, real, intentional, and tough. And that was really the point of this whole thing, is how to help a man not be that just physically, but be that spiritually and with his brothers. One thing that we hear, guys talk about what a real man is. And you hear of a guy who can get it done on his own, doesn't need any help. But the thing we find most often at our LifePoint Men's groups is that when new guys attend, they almost always tell us that they never experienced anything like that and didn't know they needed it until they experienced it. And that's what grit is about. Grit is about experiencing men's group activity without a commitment to a number of weeks, buying a book, all that stuff. It allows you to just come once. It's once a month, and allows you to experience that men's group experience. With COVID-19 and some of the things that have gone on with that, we as men find ourselves isolated a lot, but now it's even a physical isolation. That's given men some time to get introspective, to look at who they are, what's going on, measure themselves. And spiritually speaking, a lot of men have reached out in contact to say, I need to connect some way differently. Men's groups are the way to do that, guys. A lot of guys are talking about things like addictions they're experiencing, or fights they're fighting, battles they're having in their life. And all those things, as they're becoming more real and more obvious in this quiet time, they're things that we can address more effectively, a lot of times with a band of brothers at our back. So as we do that, I encourage you guys to reach out and find a group that you can connect to. Another thing that's happening is a lot of men, as they're dealing with those growth things, we have guys that have made it down the road a little bit further and are at a spot where they're just ready to dig in and do something. And the great thing about LifePoint is it's that church too. We can help you, or we can serve together.
LifePoint Men, I want to encourage you. Chris said something about Michael Jordan being challenging his teammates, wanting to be the best. Well, I'm going to be that Michael Jordan to you. I'm going to challenge you. Some of you have skills, whether it's landscaping, whether it's a mechanic, something, whatever God has gifted you with. That is a great opportunity for you to give back and serve your community in some capacity. It doesn't have to be anything large. I know some of you get terrified about spending several days or several hours doing something. It can be very small. It can be next door to your neighbor. It's an opportunity for you to lead your family, to serve. So if you have a skill, if God has blessed you with something, we here at LifePoint can find a way to use that talent. So please reach out to me, email me. I would love to connect you and get you out in our community serving.
Yes, and we're very excited to announce that tentatively we've set a date for the next Grit. We want to meet together on June 23rd right here in the Hub. And our hope is that you'll be thinking, one, put it on your calendar, and two, who can you invite? We hope Grit is a place that even the Dennis Rodmans of the world feel comfortable coming, that they know that they're going to be loved, welcomed, and encouraged here. And it's a place they can grow just like the rest of us. We all need to grow and learn together as men. And I want to just wrap us up by sharing one quick passage with you. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13. Therefore, preparing your minds for action and being sober-minded, set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. This passage was in a place of suffering for Christians, a hard place, just like now. It's a weird season. We want to challenge you to be prepared for action. Start serving, join a men's group, reach out if you need counseling or help in some way. There's lots of ways we can serve you as a church. Second of all, it talks about being sober-minded, which is another way of saying Be sensible. Don't get sucked up into the craziness that's out there right now. Stay connected to God and other men. And last of all, it talks about the hope that's found in the grace of Jesus. And we all desperately need that. And my hope is that in this season, you are leaning into that grace and you're sharing it with others. And you're inviting them into what we're doing here as LifePoint Men. And so really want to encourage you, check out our website, LifePoint Men's page. You'll have all the information you need to get connected in any of these areas. And we can't wait to see you at the next Grit and some of these other opportunities in person very soon.